Yo, this is wsoul13 bringing you Raid Shadow Legends. So today we're going to be looking at um, Coldheart and just how big a deal she is to bring into your team if you haven't had her before, either as a progressing player or an endgame player like myself. So if you're free to play or low spender, you don't have Coldheart yet, why is she so sought after and why is she considered widely as probably the best player in the game? Because of this, I have her level 50, and with basically a like V6 and Arbiter based team, you're able to take down Fire Knight. And why are you able to do that? Well, you're able to do that because in Fire Knight, how you calculate is something like 10 hits across your 5 A1s, right? So Arbiter brings 1, V6 brings 2, so that's 3. Arbiter brings another 2, so that's 5. War Maiden will bring 1 more, so that's 6. Coldheart has a 4-hit A1. So that really eases, so that goes up to 10. And that really eases up kind of like the hits requirement you'll need. You don't need a dedicated champ to bring down the shields. That changes in Fire Knight 21 to 25 because now we have to hit him 12 times and the speeds are faster. But, I think we can work our way around that. I really do. And one of the things that Coldheart does is she puts on decrease healing, so if the Fire Knight does get a turn, right, it won't top himself back up, kind of like congesting your runs. So before I had Coldheart in my team, I was honestly doing like 7 to 10 minute runs on Fire Knight 20, and because my team was kind of like very like low to the ground, very grindy, like F2P type, an F2P type team. I never had Coldheart, never had Allure, so those two things really changes how you approach Fire Knight, right? So yeah, if I pull an Allure, actually, I'm gonna plug her in here, probably as a level 50 as well. But we'll see. For right now, the team is very solid, and it's gonna face some dramatic improvements once I get Coldheart up to max and V6 up to max. So those two are definitely in the works. And then I'm gonna show you real quick how quickly my run, how much faster my runs are if you have a better decreased defense champ. All right, I'll show you right now. Let's take a look. So my best runs right now for Fire Knight 20 is closer to under 4 minutes. All right, and how I did that was with this exact same team, but instead of War Maiden, we're using my boy Dracomorph. Everybody loves Dracomorph, right? So this is what I'm talking about with roles, right? Roles is all about filling them, right? Better champs is just basically means better run times. So that could be Spider is another one I have here, right? So decreased defense champ, and that could also be somebody like Dagger, or like what I did earlier, War Maiden. Okay, so decreased defense just kind of speeds up the run. And the reason why I wasn't able to do that before was my team didn't have V6 in it, didn't have Coldheart in it, and I couldn't squeeze in a decreased defense champ. And I'll explain to you why I wasn't able to do that. It's because I had to go Soulbound Boyer with basically no critical hit chance. And I did, what's the other one I did? And I need a champ specifically to take the shields down, which was Fellhound. So I've tried this with the decreased defense champs, and I never really got a good run out of it. So what I ended up picking was Septimus. Okay. So here's the deal. All right, because looks like I'm running out of juice. Coldheart changes an account, not just like progression accounts, but even end game accounts could use a Coldheart, So let me charge my phone real quick. There we go. I don't want to redo this. All right. check it out. So how did I build Cold Heart exactly, right? How can a level 50 Cold Heart do her thing, you know? I mean, she didn't hit that hard. I think she did like what, 180k damage, you know? It's not like the other content creators you'll see with how hard their Cold Heart can hit. And a lot of it is because she's just not maxed out. So there's still some room to get a little bit more crit damage out of her. But in general, enemy max HP damage doesn't really scale off attack or other stats. It scales off the enemy max HP damage, right? So if your crit rate and crit damage is up, you'll just smack really hard. So let's take a look. What did she end up getting under my stats for her? All right. Okay. So HP, you want that 20,000. Well, you want that 30,000, but you know she's a level 50, so this is the highest I could get her. Attack 1,700. Okay, not great. You want that higher as well. Crit rate is 67%, so you want that 70% minimum. All right, we'll talk about that in a bit. And then crit damage is at 200. So how you build Cold Heart is like this. You go speed first, so you want that speed close to 170 or higher. Next is accuracy, so you want accuracy 200 or higher. So I'm close, 168, 208, right? And then the next is crit rate has to get to 70%. So I'm really, really close, 67%. And then you want to jack up the crit damage to above 200. But the HP has to stay near 30,000. This is where kind of like the reason why the runs are a little bit slow is because Cold Heart ends up dying from getting one shot over and over again. You know, that's going to improve once I get her up to 60, right? I'm just kind of like preliminarily showing off what you can do. And the gear isn't really amazing per se. I have some good ones. So I got crit rate helmet and chest. So this rolled poorly actually. The only reason I'm using that is because I didn't have anything else at that slot. And then crit rate HP chest right there. So, and then for gloves, this pair of gloves is actually not bad. You want crit damage gloves because of Cold Heart's skills, right? Doesn't need a lot of critical hit chance. So her main skills has a does it? No, Heartseeker. Heartseeker has a 30% chance of inflicting the critical hit. So once I get her up there, she'll be able to clear the waves faster because her A2 actually does pretty good damage. That's it. I just wanted to show off my Cold Heart real quick, how I built her, how I'm using her currently, and it's Fire Night tournament right now for Ruel. So it kind of like, it goes hand in hand. I just put her up, and then I'll be working on her soon after I probably finish my Faction Wars teams off first. Let's take a look. Fire Night is up. Yep. So I'm just now beginning my Fire Night grind. Okay, I'll get there. It's pretty easy. 1,500 points. Pretty standard stuff. So Ruel looks like a pretty easy fusion for now. So we'll see you guys next time, all right?